Welcome to Whole30's Dear Melissa, a real talk advice column to help you discover the foods that work best in your unique body, build healthy habits that stick, and have the confidence to make the choices that feel right for you. Today, I'm answering the question, what should I eat when I'm tired of meat? Our reader sent me this. Dear Melissa, I did the original Whole30 2 years ago and had lots of success, more energy, fewer cravings, and I was crushing it in my CrossFit classes. Lately, though, I've been feeling off meat. I still like burgers, chicken, and bacon, but I don't want it at every meal. I do still want to meet my protein goal, though. So what should I eat instead of meat? And she signed off meat fatigued. Hi, fatigued. You might not know this, but I was a vegetarian in college for a few years, and it wasn't for ethical or environmental reasons. I just got burned out on the taste and texture of red meat and poultry, so I took an extended break. So yes, I know exactly how you feel. Sometimes, like me, the taste, texture, or smell of meat just feels like too much. Maybe you're wondering if you're eating too much meat and want to see what happens if you cut back. Sometimes you're just craving something lighter or fresher. Or maybe you're actively cultivating more of a plant-based or plant-forward approach. Based on my personal experience, you have lots of options for those I'm tired of eating meat days, or in my case, years. So let me share my top 5 strategies for hitting your protein goal while avoiding meat fatigue. Strategy number 1, still meat, but different. I know you've asked what should I eat instead of meat, but sometimes all you really need to do is change the texture or preparation of meat. I often don't want steak or ribs, but lean ground beef usually feels lighter and more approachable. You can do the same with chicken, selecting ground chicken or chicken sausage, or turkey, eating ground turkey or turkey deli meat, and even pork by eating ground pork or sausage patties. Shredding your meat can work too. Try a slow cooker buffalo shredded chicken, garlic pulled pork, or a beef barbacoa. Strategy 2, meat as a supporting character. I know we're still talking about meat, but stay with me. Often when you're meal planning, it feels like a hunk of protein is the main character. Giving meat more of a supporting role can make it feel lighter, fresher, and easier to eat. I'm going to give you some rapid-fire examples from the way I like to meal plan today. Add your ground beef to a veggie-based soup, chili, or stew. Mix ground turkey with lots of veggies so it feels more like a stir-fry. Turn your shredded chicken into tacos with lots of pico de gallo, guacamole, and grilled pineapple. Mix your tuna into a mayo-based salad and serve it over a big bowl of greens and veggies. Scramble chopped sausage into an egg and veggie frittata, or hide your meat in a robust sauce like a bolognese atop your favorite form of pasta, or spaghetti squash, or zoodles if you're on the Whole30. Strategy 3, go meat adjacent. Eggs and seafood were my go-to answers to meat fatigue. Try eggs in any form, scrambled, poached, fried, hard-boiled, or baked into a muffin or frittata. You can also incorporate various forms of seafood like shrimp, salmon, canned tuna, whitefish like cod, or even scallops if you're feeling fancy. You can even vary the texture of your seafood like air-fried salmon, smoked salmon, and canned salmon. Sushi can also satisfy that light and cold craving, served with rice in your food freedom or without for your next Whole30. Strategy 4, meat, but make it plant-based. Yes, we are finally onto the plants. There are so many meat alternatives for the days when you're tired of eating meat, and many of them are Whole30 approved or compatible. Peas, pea protein, and mushrooms can make a great burger, scramble, or ground meat dish. I love Abbott's for their Whole30 approved plant-based options like chopped chicken or chorizo. They're protein dense but have less of a meaty or chewy texture than a steak or chicken thigh. Meat alternatives can also play a supporting role in your meals using the strategies I shared in number 2. And finally, strategy number 5, let plants shine. There are so many plant-based protein options like tofu, tempeh, edamame, quinoa, beans, lentils, and seitan. However, not all plant-based proteins will work well for everyone. For some, legumes may leave you gassy and bloated. Other people are sensitive to soy, especially the more processed forms. And many people are gluten sensitive, which means seitan may not make you feel your best. This is where the Whole30 proves invaluable. During your Whole30 elimination and reintroduction, you'll eliminate a variety of commonly problematic food groups and see what happens to your energy, sleep, cravings, bloating and digestion, skin, mood, and other symptoms. Then you'll reintroduce these food groups one at a time, carefully and systematically, and pay attention to how you feel when you bring them back. Through the Whole30 process, you'll learn which plant-based protein sources work best for you. You can then use your Whole30 experience to decide which forms of protein to include in your meal planning. Avoid those grains or legumes that you know leave you feeling bloated, gassy, inflamed, or symptomatic. Choose those you know leave you feeling your best and work them into your meals as often as you like. I learned during my Whole30s which types of beans and forms of grains do and don't work in my body. Today, I personally incorporate tofu, quinoa, black beans, and cannellini beans several times a week. I'll sometimes use them in place of meat, but most often I serve them alongside a smaller portion of animal protein. So there you have it, 5 strategies when you're tired of eating meat. Mix, match, and combine as you like. In fact, the more variety you include in your meals, the better from a boredom, taste, and nutrient perspective. You can call this plant-based, plant-forward, flexitarian, but you don't have to feel boxed in by your past habits or a label. When it comes to meal planning and the foods that feel right for you, you can do it any way you want. And if you haven't yet, try the Whole30. Our elimination and reintroduction has led millions of people to life-changing success and can show you the foods that work best for you. We've got all the guidance, support, and resources you need to succeed, plus thousands of delicious recipes featuring animal and plant-based protein sources to inspire you. If this Dear Melissa helped you combat your own meat fatigue, or if you think a friend could use the advice, hit that like button and share this video. If you want more honest, actionable answers to your questions about health habits and your relationship with food, subscribe and turn on notifications. And visit the link in the caption to subscribe to my Dear Melissa newsletter so you never miss a topic.